Hey there, my friends. Today I have a special episode in store for you. So, today's episode, I am just going to answer a whole bunch of questions that had been submitted by a combination of people in my program, people who were at my workshop that I ran a couple weeks ago. And I'm just going to answer a bunch of questions from people in the audience like you. And Benji is going to help us get through it. He just wants to be on my lap today. So you may see his head pop up and down. Okay. So question number one was from Amy. Amy asked, when picking a niche, how do you decide on just one? I have narrowed it down to four, but having a hard time deciding on just one. Okay. So what I want to let everybody know is that our brain thinks that the more that we offer, the easier it will be to get clients. And it actually does the reverse. It does the complete opposite. Because what it means then is you are trying to be everything to everyone. Now, this doesn't mean, let's say you have four niches, and it doesn't mean that, let's say you want to help seniors, but you also want to help busy families, right? Because this is one that happens a lot. So it doesn't mean that if you're working with seniors and a busy family turns around and says, oh, hey, by the way, I was referred to you by so and so. Can I hire you? It doesn't mean that you tell them, oh, absolutely not, go away. It just means that then, yes, you can take that client on. When I talk about choosing a niche, you're choosing a niche for the front end of your business, for the marketing of your business. Because when you are trying to market to everyone, no one feels like you're there just for them. So I'll give you a real quick example. So I have been coaching for 11 years now. For 11 years, I have stayed within the niche of concierge type businesses. And there were times where I felt like I could have other niches come in. But if I were to start changing my messaging and saying things like, oh, I help concierges. Oh, and I help life coaches. Oh, and by the way, if you're a social media expert, I can help you get clients too. Then what happens is nobody actually feels like I really get them. And it's very specific in our industry, in the concierge type industry. There are a lot of nuances that go into marketing and pricing and delivering those services within this industry that other coaches just they don't have this information, they don't have that knowledge. I have it because I've lived through it. So when you are marketing your services, it's the same thing. It's like, what do you want to be known for? Choose that as your front end of all of your marketing. So when you're stuck, just be like, what would you rather have a whole lot of? A whole lot of seniors, a whole lot of busy families? Because maybe what it is that you want to do is you want to do a whole lot of like household management and running errands. Because then, if that's the case, that can become your niche. Your niche doesn't have to be a person, your niche can actually be the service. So, like organizing can be the niche, and then the people under it can be a variety of different people. Versus sometimes you want to just work with seniors and you have a variety of services under it. So your niche is solely so that you get clear and you get crystal clear on who it is that you help and what it is that you do so that your marketing does the heavy lifting for you versus making your marketing have to be like so overcomplicated. And there's a video I did, and I'm actually going to put a link to it down in the description, a video I did years ago about why choosing a niche is so, so important. There's something else I want to mention about choosing a niche that I may not have said before, that has been coming up a lot recently. And this goes into getting insurance. So when you're trying to get insurance for your business, if you're telling the insurance broker, the insurance provider, the insurance company, oh, I help seniors with companionship. Oh, I do pet sitting. Oh, I pick the kids up from the bus stop in the afternoon. Oh, I do household management. Oh, I also drive people. They have no idea where to fit you. You just do not fit anywhere. So when you pick a niche, it actually also helps you get insured because then you will start to fit a little bit more into a bucket versus trying to find a bucket that is all encompassing, which has been very, very difficult to find in the scope of concierge services. Okay, next question is very similar. Services offered. Do you recommend starting? And this question came in from Brittany. Services offered. Do you recommend starting with a slew of services that I am willing and confident to provide to entice business, then niche down from there? Or do I only focus on a few services offered at first? I have a whole bunch that I would like to offer and have ideas for later as I grow. Again, the more limited down you can be, and I don't mean like limit down, right? Like you don't say, I only run errands and that's all I do. No, you want to find like 2 or 3 buckets of services that you want to offer. Because again, the reason why you're limiting down the services is not because you actually, on the back end of your business, have to limit what you do. It's more about the front end of your business limiting just so the marketing makes sense versus trying to tell people I do these 500 things and I expect you to remember, because if you don't remember, I mean, if you don't remember, then you're not going to be able to refer me. But I think that if I tell you I do 500 things, that somehow that'll get me the business versus telling people like these are the 2 or 3 core buckets of services that I do, which then people can remember, oh, I should call Brittany for X, Y, and Z. Yes. Then when you bring clients in the door, then you can do 5,000 services for that client. Again, we're limiting a little bit, not to limit ourselves, to actually increase your ability to sell what it is that you're selling and get clients faster. That's what we're doing this for. It's like we're making it smaller so that we can go bigger faster. It's the same thing like, for example, Fully Booked Business Club. I talk about it from the perspective of marketing your business. Fully Booked Business Club is literally the fastest way to make $2,000 a month consistently in your concierge business because you're not going to keep Googling and trying to research your way into answers or finding all your answers on somebody else's website. So what I primarily do inside Fully Booked is I teach marketing, right? So that's what I do. I'm like, hey, you need help getting clients. You need help with your marketing. Come into Fully Booked Business Club. But then once you get in, there's all this other stuff that you get. But if I were to present that on the front, most people wouldn't say they want that. For example, I just did a video last week. If you watch the video with Cheryl, she talked about getting confidence. She gained confidence being inside the program. If I were to say, hey, do you want to have confidence building your business? Come join my program. Most people would be like, no, I'll figure it out on my own. But I help people with confidence in the back end. I help with mindset in the back end. I help people with their pricing on the back end. I help people with setting up their business policies on the back end. I help them grow and build a business model that is in alignment with their business on the back end. But that's not the stuff that I sell and talk about in the front end of my marketing. The front end of my marketing is like, hey, you want clients? Join us. And then they come inside and I have all these other amazing things that I offer and do and provide to the members inside my community. And you get to do the same thing with your clients. All right, let's go on to another question here. Let's see. Does my business name need to reflect my niche? It doesn't have to. Your business name can be whatever you want it to be. My business name was Task Complete. I won't tell you about the 5 other business names that I came up with before that my husband was like, these are terrible. I'm not really great at naming things. I was like, Kelly can do it. And I don't even remember all the names that I came up with. And my husband was just like Task Complete. And then my original logo was Task Complete with a point at the end of it because it was like the period at the end of the sentence, Task Complete. But I had a variety of different things that I offered. And I chose not to have my name in my business name just because I didn't want it to always be specifically tied to me if I wanted to grow or bring on other team members and so forth along the time that I had my business. But there are plenty of people that have their last name. So I could have named my business Schaefer Concierge if I wanted to. Some people name their business the town that they're in. Some people name their business the embodiment of what they want their business to represent, like helping hand, concierge, helping hand on demand, your local helper. I mean, there are a lot of different names that you can come up with your bit for your business. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you though. It doesn't actually matter what you actually name your business because the name of your business is not going to help people decide to hire you or not. My business is the Concierge Academy. That the name of that doesn't persuade or entice or support people in joining any of my programs. I am the person that gets people to enroll in my programs because people build a relationship with me. They build know, like, and trust with me. They find value in what I provide, and then they want to work with me. They don't want to work with me because of the name of my business. My name could be named anything, but it's me and it's my experience and it's my aura that people get drawn into. And that's going to be the same exact thing for your business. Let's see. There was another question here. Please, this was from Monica. Please share methods to help define your services or niche. So one of the easiest ways to do this is sometimes we know that we can do everything. So what I suggest is writing it all down on paper and then also on another piece of paper list, or sometimes I take a piece of paper and put a line down it, like the services that you ideally would love to do, not things that you think you need to do or should do. It's all the things that you love to do. And then on the other side of the page are things you definitely do not want to do. So in our industry, a lot of people find themselves doing a lot of cleaning because they say yes, oh, I can do anything for you. And they end up taking on a lot of cleaning. And then you end up with a business that you don't really love because then you have a bunch of cleaning clients. And then somehow your business accidentally becomes primarily a cleaning business, not an actual concierge business. So list those things down first and then go back to the things that you want to offer and find out where do they, like you might have 50 services that you want to offer, but those 50 services can fit into buckets, right? So going to the grocery store or going to the bank or going to the post office or going to the dry cleaner or going and doing shopping or buying gifts, right? All of those things might be tasks, but they would all fall under like one bucket, which would be errands, right? So that helps you from a marketing perspective bucket your services, and it helps make it clearer for your potential clients. And again, when you're doing your marketing, it's not always just for potential clients. It's also for people to be able to easily understand what it is that you do so that they can refer you. So we always think that our marketing is just to our clients. Our marketing is to our clients, our potential clients, and our referrals. That's the thing that I think people keep overlooking. There was a question that came in today from a member inside our Fully Booked Business Club. She's a newer member, and she said that today she was going to her chamber meeting, and her chamber is about 100, I forget how many she said, like 106 or something like that, chamber members, and she asked me if that was a good size. And I was like, the size of your chamber doesn't actually matter. It's the quality of the chamber, and it is what does the chamber provide? What does the chamber provide you? So if you have a chamber that only offers like one gathering per month for the members, that doesn't provide the same level of value as perhaps a chamber that offers perhaps 4 different events throughout the month. So my Chamber of Commerce offered a morning group every month, another morning group every month, an evening event every month. And then we also had different breakouts with different groups within our chamber, right? So we had a very robust, valuable chamber. So it doesn't always necessarily quantify the number as much as it quantifies the action and the community building that's part of your chamber. And then I reminded her too, because this was her first event that she was going to. I reminded her that when you're going to your chamber events, remember that you're not going there to sell your services. I know that's what y'all think you're supposed to do, but you're not. The very first time you go, you're there to sell yourself, not your services. Because if you sell yourself, then people will want to get to know you more and they'll want to get to know what it is that you actually do versus going to networking with the intention on I'm here to sell. I'm here to sell my services to somebody. That's the wrong way to do it, friends. You want to go in to sell yourself. Now, selling yourself also does not mean that you should bend or twist yourself to be like other people in the group. Selling yourself literally means show up as the full, authentic version of you. Let people get to know you. If you listened to the video that got dropped last week with Cheryl when we were talking about she had her business for a year. She had 0 clients in a year, and then she decided to enroll in Fully Booked Business Club, and then she became pretty much fully booked within 8 months, I think it was. And what happened was when she was starting her business and she wasn't getting clients, she started working with a local a business coach. And the business coach was telling her, you have to do these things and those things. People don't really want to care about you. People, and she was like, I don't know if that's actually true. And then when she came into my world, she was like, ah, yes, of course. This is what I thought it was, right? And it's yes, you be you. Why do you have this business? Why do you even care to be taking care of clients in this way? Why do you do what you do? That is how people get to know you. That is how people get to like you. And that is how people get to trust you. And then when people know, like, and trust you, that is when they will consider hiring you or, again, referring you. All right, my friends. So what part of today's video was your favorite part? Was it a specific question? Was it this Q&A style? Was it Benji being on my lap? I don't know. But let me know in the comments what your favorite part of today's video was. And if you have a question, put it in the comments as well, because I will answer them in an upcoming Q&A, all in all session. All right, my friends, thanks so much for being here with me. Make sure you hit up the like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any other upcoming episodes. Bye for now.